Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Global Series NSHL Season 4. I'm DMP, and alongside me is Cole McMoyle, or Builder, to call the action here tonight between the Amsterdam Red Bull and the Chuo City Dragons. We're live from the Edith Kanakoli Multi-Purpose Stadium here in Hawaii, where we've got an interesting matchup and an important matchup in the playoff picture. Tonight, the Chuo City Dragons could be mathematically eliminated from the postseason should this game so much as go to overtime, or the Chuo City Dragons lose. If it stays in regulation, then it comes down to some certain games later this week as to whether or not Chuo City makes it in. But it's an important one for the Dragons to win tonight. Builder.
Indeed, it is an important one for the Dragons. They have to win every single game in regulation towards the end of the season in order to even have a chance to qualify for the playoffs. But that becomes completely null and void if the New Orleans Wildcats get any more than 14 points, which is exactly what they're at. For the Amsterdam Red Bull, they are still on the outside looking in, not quite as far back as Chuo City. Currently, Chuo City sitting at 6 points at the bottom of their division, but the Amsterdam Red Bull are sitting at 10, so just 2 points behind the Flight, 4 points behind the Wildcats. They need a big win here today to get them back in this playoff race, but this is very much so do or die for this Dragons team.
Well, I think we're ready to get things underway. Are you?
Well, let's go through the standings first, just to give everyone a reminder where we were at, since it's been a couple weeks since we've had any games.
Right. Are you gonna do that?
You usually do.
I didn't.
Go ahead. You're right.
Okay. It might take me a couple seconds to actually pull up the standings.
Oh, well, if you don't have them, I can do them. It's all right.
I don't have them pulled up
all right
now.
I've got them pulled up. So, first off, we'll hit the PPG Paints Conference. In first place, like we've had all season, the Quebec City Bandits 9-3-0 at 18 points. On a bit of a rough stretch right now. They've lost their last 2 games ever since they've got up to that 18-point mark. And for the first time since about the first couple of weeks when New Orleans was challenging them, they finally have a challenger for that first place spot. A loss this week could enable the second place St. Louis Cyclones to pass them, and they would fall outside of that first place position for the first time all season long. St. Louis currently sitting at 8-3-1 with 17 points, just 1 mere point behind the Quebec City Bandits. In third, the Lille Nice Fencers 7-4-1, a long shot to finish in those top 2 spots early in the season, or really in the playoffs at all. But here they are, third place. They've grinded away these last couple weeks, sitting just 2 points behind the St. Louis Cyclones, 3 behind the Quebec City Bandits. In fourth, the New Orleans Wildcats, getting a little bit shaky. The last couple weeks haven't been the greatest for the Wildcats, 7-5-0 for 14 points, the lowest they've been all season long. In fifth is the streaking San Francisco Flight. Have been on a heater as of late, now up to 5-5-2 for 12 points, just 2 points outside the playoff spot, and they are on that first spot on the outside looking in. Has been really good as of late, and they're looking to track down the Wildcats and be in a playoff spot for the first time all season. Then the aforementioned Amsterdam Red Bull currently sitting in 6th, 6-2, sitting at 10 points. The Copperopolis Crew have continued their very odd season, currently sitting at 3-6-3 after 12 games, 9 points. They have a shot. They're only 5 points back of the New Orleans Wildcats, but have had a very odd season. Haven't been able to win, but when they've lost, half of their games have at least gone to overtime, so they've picked up some pity points. And then in last, as they've been all season long in this conference, the Chuo City Dragons 3-9-0 for 6 points. Have been passed by who we thought was the worst team earlier this year, the Detroit Royals, for, well, second last in the entire league. Have had an awful season, have absolutely no luck, and it is do or die for them at this point in the year. Flipping over to the Southwest Conference, the Indianapolis Motorheads have taken over first place, 9-3-0, the same position that the Quebec City Bandits are in, 18 points, tied for first place in the entire NSHL. The Motorheads are a sneaky team, kind of an underrated one, who have taken over first place from who were dominating the entire series or season, the Tampere Ilves. Second place, the Boston Riptide, 8-3-1, exact same record as the St. Louis Cyclones, sitting at 17 points, 1 point back of the Indianapolis Motorheads. And the race to see who's going to win the conference is coming down. It's a nail biter. It's interesting. The Clearwater Threshers currently sitting at 7-5-0 after 12 games, currently sitting at 14 points, tied alongside with the fourth place Washington Nationals. Washington has had an odd season themselves, started down, won a couple of games, lost a couple of games, but here they are in a playoff spot. 14 points, 7-5-0. In fifth, the aforementioned Tampere Ilves started the season 6-0. Were perfect after about the quarter mark of this season, and are now on a 6-game losing skid. 4 of those games in regulation, 2 in overtime. All still tied with the Nationals and the Threshers at 14 points, but currently Clearwater and Washington have the tiebreakers in in just wins over the Tampere Ilves for the first time all year. They're on the outside looking in to the playoffs. In sixth place, the New York Liberties, 5-6-1. Kind of an awful year for New York, just haven't had anything going right for them, sitting at 11 points. 3 points back of the fifth place Tampere Ilves. Tied with them is the Vancouver Outlaws, 5-6-1, also sitting at 11 points. New York currently holds the tiebreaker. And in last, the Detroit Royals, who have been getting better as of late, 4-7-1 at 9 points, only 2 back of Vancouver and New York. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but you may not see them being last when everything's all said and done. The Royals, again, another team that's had just a really awful year. Were in last place for the longest time, didn't have any wins for the longest time, finally strung a few wins together, and were able to get past the the Chuo City Dragons out of last place, but still last in their division. Coming down to the end of the season, 4 weeks left. We start this week, Amsterdam and Chuo City. 4 weeks remaining. Who will make the playoffs? It is going to be an interesting race as third, fourth, and fifth in the Southwest Conference are all tied, and in the PPG Paints division conference, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth are only separated by 5 points. That's a 3-game swing. DNP, back to you.
Well, with that out of the way, I think we can send things down to ice level for team introductions. You heard 3 anthems there. It's the only time this season you'll hear that, and that's because we heard the American anthem as this game is in Hawaii, which is one of the 50 United States, and then you heard the Netherlands national anthem for the Amsterdam Red Bull, and the Japanese national anthem for the Chuo City Dragons. Puck drops and we're underway for the Season 4 Global Series, and we get a goal early, right off the draw, 12 seconds in, it's 1-0 Amsterdam!
Who else would it be but Sid the Kid Crosby? Unbelievable start for Amsterdam, just 12 seconds into the game. And just like that, they're up 1-0. Chuo City's going to have to come out of a hole if they want their playoff hopes and dreams to live.
First shot of the game, I'm pretty sure. And it's the first goal of the game. You want to quiet the home crowd early, and they almost a second goal right there. They're trying to work it up the side. Zach Cassian has it pinned against the goal.
I don't think they're going to be able to get at that one. I think it's going to be stuck. It's kind of through the side of the net.
Obviously, if it were to trigger the goal sensor there, having gone through the side, we would have disallowed it.
Yep.
Chance there for Chuo City, trying to work it up the side. Can't. Clear it out and down. Off the inboards, bounces off the side. Worked back. Off the side again, cleared out now. Where it will be picked up by Ray Bork. Cleared out for Amsterdam, bounces back to the slot. Evander Kane turns it away. Continue to be contested for the neutral zone. Worked back out now where it was played by Milan Lucic. Chuo City sends it wide off the back of Samsonov. They score! It's 2-0 Amsterdam!
Milan Lucic is going to get credit for this one. What an absolute offensive scramble. Amsterdam just caused Chuo City unbelievable offensive pressure to start this game. Chuo City cannot combat the mounting pressure from the Red Bull. What a perfect start if you're an Amsterdam fan.
Amsterdam Red Bull doing everything they can to silence the Chuo City faithful that have come all the way out here for this game. And so far, they're doing everything they wanted to. Amsterdam once again in the offensive zone. Shaw sent to the point, lost it, and it's cleared out. And now Chuo City with an offensive chance. Trying to work it to the slot. Dano misplays it. It's cleared out. Amsterdam once again getting across the blue line. Ray Bork gets it in. Shaw directing it towards the net. Missed wide. Back defensively is Yossi. Chuo City can't clear. It's the skates of Evander Kane actually that kept it in. And it bounces out all the way down but comes back to the Chuo City zone where Philippe Dano plays it defensively for the Dragons. Worked up the side. Amsterdam trying again. Did not go. Cleared out. Malkin laying down, trying to make a play. And it is cleared once more. It is Nail Yakupov. He clears. Damon Severson. Eriksson Ek clears it out and down. Shot here goes wide. Rebound towards the slot. Does not go. Eriksson Ek to the puck. Worked out all the way down. Takes a bounce out where it is played by Yamamoto. Worked into the slot. Chance out front. Chuo City can't put it home. Eriksson Ek to it. Clears it. Carlo shot it in. Worked around. Shot there is wide of Samsonov's net. TJ Brody to it. Sent in by Chuo City. Takes an odd bounce. And is cleared. Shot there goes wide. Bounces back out. Cleared. Shot saved by Samsonov. Racked back in, rimmed around. Bounces through the slot. No one prepared for it. And Chuo City can't clear. Ryosi trying to get a stick on it. Yamamoto's there as well. Now they do clear. Bounces off the side of the net there. Cleared again. Here's Cirelli. Chuo City cleared, but it takes a bounce off of Matt Duchesne, I believe it was, and comes back into the Chuo City zone. Just over halfway to 3 minutes. Now we're under 3 minutes to go here in period 1. Foligno laying down, trying to make something happen. Puck is still loose, and Foligno gets to it. Chuo City clears it. Out front, oh, through the slot! A dangerous play by Amsterdam, and it does not go. Suzuki sends it back in. Played behind the net, worked to the corner. They scrambled for it. Push to the slot, Suzuki with it. Gets it back. Amsterdam, though, it's Rasmus Ristolainen, and the Red Bull clear it and get it down. Damon Severson with it, lost it, and the period comes to an end. After one, it is 2-0 Amsterdam, but we've still got a full 40 minutes remaining in this one.
2-0 Amsterdam, only off one shot on goal, apparently. That period was completely run by the Red Bull. The Dragons couldn't get anything going in the offensive zone. They couldn't contain the Red Bull's offensive pressure. Just an absolute masterclass period from Amsterdam. But don't count the Dragons out just yet. We've seen many a times in NSHL that a 2-goal lead can't withstand, especially when the home team is the team trying to come back from one. If the Dragon fans can get behind them here in the second period, maybe they can get an early goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chuo City get back into this thing.
Well, it seems that Amsterdam's scoring kind of slowed down toward the end of that period. So we'll see if they can pick it back up. Ivan Provorov trying to get it out for the Red Bull. And it is reversed back in. Chuo City, oh, off the post! And it's right back into that spot where I don't know that they can play it.
They definitely can. I'm sitting here on top watch.
Off the draw. Neil Yakupov clears it down. Shot there goes wide. Cleared out now once again by Amsterdam. Colton Parayko to it. Shot there. Weird bounce. Shot over the top. Another dangerous play for Amsterdam. Cleared by Chuo City and out of play. Shot ends up sent in here. They try to work around the net. Here's Colton Parayko for it. It is Neil Yakupov getting control of it. And Sidney Crosby to the puck, clears it. Work towards center. Worked out. Off the side. David Pasternak to it. Cleared out. Shot there. Takes a deflection and missed the net. Cleared. Brought back out, shot there, initially went wide, cleared by the Red Bull. Zdeno Chara carries it wide. I don't know what the issue is, but it seems like they're getting stuck on something around those goals. That is not usually how things go, but it's something they're going to have to deal with all game, and both teams are being both goals are affected the same way, it appears, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Amsterdam clears it down the length of the ice. Now Yakupov into his own zone. Amsterdam works it out, and Ekholm trying to get a piece of it. Shot there ends up wide. To the corner, shot there, the rebound does not go, cleared out again. Another odd bounce there, cleared. Cirelli dumps it in. And Chuo City once again clears it, bounces into the slot, no one was waiting for. And the Amsterdam Red Bull will clear it out. TJ Oshie trying to reverse it for Chuo City. The Dragons do end up getting it into the offensive zone. Takes a bounce wide. And Oshie gets to it. They work it along the boards here. Oshie digs it out. Almost lost it to Brody. And now Foligno carries it back toward his own goal. Here's Matt Duchesne. Working it around behind the net. Shot here ends up wide. 3:40 to go. Joel Ward was waiting for it. Damon Severson gives for Ehlers. And Amsterdam carries it. Oh, shot there! Save made by Grubauer! And now Severson gets it into the offensive zone for Amsterdam. Shot! Score! It's right on that post, and it's directed wide. And to the spot where they can't play it.
I think Roblox broke something. Roblox update must have messed with something.
I thought that went in, but it missed just wide. Oh, it takes a Chuo City bounce off the post with a shot! And that'll do it for period 2. What in the world?
Well, that was a better period out of Chuo City. They had some offensive chances, and we thought they scored, but I think it went just wide. I'm actually just going to take a look at the replay here and see what in the world happened. And no, it didn't. I don't think it did go in. It was very close.
It did not.
No, it did not. I'm just taking a look at the replay.
I got right up and close. It was not in the net. It was on the outside.
Yeah, I think a Roblox update
looking
has
in.
something. Yeah, no,
So
definitely.
I don't know what it is. I just checked because we do have some invisible parts there for the, but they are set to be non-collidable.
Could just be a Roblox update that's messed with something.
Could be. Brandon Carlo brings it in. It'll be interesting to see if we go after this game, if we go and check at one of the other arenas, but we'll have to figure it out. That's for a different time. Chance here! Off the post! And it still does not go! How?
Chuo City can't buy one right now.
Chuo City has come alive. They're trying to find a way past Philip Grubauer. And they just cannot get it in. Chance here the other way. Takes a bounce out front. Philippe Deneau directed wide. Cirelli trying to force Chuo City's hand and score a goal here. Malkin trying to prevent the Dragons from getting into the zone. They do. Dano laying down to make a play. Cleared out by Amsterdam. Rims all the way around. Just as a reminder. Oh, shot! Oh, what a save! Philip Grubauer! And right into the spot where they can't play it again. Chuo City with yet another look. But just as a reminder, they are eliminated even if this game goes to overtime. Through the slot, Samsonov makes a play. Shot there goes wide. Eriksson Ek lying down. A chance there! Does not go! 7 shots now for the Dragons. Cleared out the length of the ice. Bounces through the slot. Picked up by Olimata. And brought back in. Dragons in the corner. Ristolainen clears it. John Tavares toward his own goal. Shot off the post. Rebound. They score. Damon Severson. Well, might it have been Ristolainen or Anders Lee? I don't know. Anders Lee is not on the Red Bull, but regardless, it's 3-0 Amsterdam.
That might be the final nail in the coffin of the season for the Chuo City Dragons. An unfortunate turn of events after a whole bunch of offensive pressure, chance after chance after chance from Chuo City. They couldn't buy one. Amsterdam brings it down the other way and immediately scores. No goaltending support for Chuo City.
Hold on. I figured out what the issue is. I am fixing it now.
Uh-oh.
I figured out what the issue was.
What happened?
There's a part behind the net that was set to be collidable, so I just made that non-collide.
That doesn't mean they can't score, though, right?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so it's not.
Because I don't think it does.
No, because if it wasn't in the net, well, it wouldn't. It wouldn't stop it.
Because the part is behind the net.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. That doesn't mean Chuo City can't score. So it's not rigged.
But I just fixed it for both of them.
Okay. Oh well, if it's behind both nets, well, it's really not rigged.
Yeah. It was the same issue. I don't know how that happened. Chance up the side. I still.
Expecting it.
I don't. I'm gonna blow the whistle here. I don't know what is, because like, I don't know. Regardless, we continue. 7:30 to go. Chuo City needs to score 3, and when we've had teams up by 3, it's been not good. The teams haven't been able to come back from down 3-0 very often. I think one team's done it, and that was the Detroit Royals, actually. That video can be found on the channel. Worked up the side, Brody, Connor Murphy, and it's out of play. So we get another draw. Empty net for the Dragons. Let's see if this works. Amsterdam Red Bull clear. Ristolainen trying to direct it towards the net. Worked around wide. Yossi centering it. Oh! Off the post! And it's into that spot where they can't play it. I still don't quite understand why that's happening. Shot there goes wide. Just over 2 minutes to go through the slot. Comes down the full length of the ice. Kyler Yamamoto to it. Zach Cassian now. Yossi.
1 minute remaining in the
behind the net. Sidney Crosby almost gave it over to Anders Lee. Takes a bounce back into the Chuo City zone. 15 seconds left. And that will do it. A weird one here from the Global Series, but it's the Amsterdam Red Bull taking the win. And confetti comes down on the ice as they are victorious here and eliminate the Chuo City Dragons from playoff contention.
A very odd one here at the Global Series as the Dragons could not buy a goal. The puck was getting stuck for some unknown reason. But at the end of the day, the Amsterdam Red Bull put the puck in the net 3 times. The Chuo City Dragons failed to do so. Amsterdam wins 3-0 and further gives them a chance at the playoffs. Still a couple points back, but improves their odds. The Chuo City Dragons are done, and that is a bit of a sigh of relief for the rest of the PPG Paints division, as that is one less team that the rest of the division has to worry about competing for a playoff spot.
Well, we'll see you soon for the upcoming games. Taking a look at the schedule. We are in week 13, which signifies the start of the last 4 games of the season and the last 4 games where all teams play against conference rivals. Starting this week, we just saw the Amsterdam Red Bull and Chuo City Dragons, their second meeting of the year. The New Orleans Wildcats coming up tomorrow playing the Lilney's Fencers. The St. Louis Cyclones are visiting the Copperopolis Crew. That'll be an interesting one later this week. The Indianapolis Motorheads are playing the Boston Riptide. I believe all 3 of those games that I just mentioned will be tomorrow. Then the Clearwater Threshers are facing the New York Liberties. The Detroit Royals face the Washington Nationals. And then it's the Vancouver Outlaws at the Tampa Bay Elvis. The final game of the week is an important one in the PPG Paints Conference as the San Francisco Flight and Quebec City Bandits duel, and the Bandits could clinch a playoff spot. And actually in the pregame I noticed that I believe if the St. Louis Cyclones win their game against the Crew, they also would clinch a playoff spot. But until then, we'll see you next for the San Francisco Flight at Quebec City Bandits. But until then, I've been DNP, and alongside me is Builder. Thank you for tuning into this one. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.